Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we're sitting down taking a look at the STARRCADE, the Essential Collection right there with our good buddies Ric Flair, Sting, and Dusty Rhodes. Some of the biggest names and some of the biggest faces of WCW, STARRCADE being the, I guess you can say, WrestleMania event. Right there at the top, it says World Wrestling Entertainment presents STARRCADE. That's something that's going to be coming to you. If you haven't heard the news already, WWE is bringing back the pay-per-view known as STARRCADE, and it actually is going to be hailing from Greensboro, North Carolina, one of the big homes of the NWA, WCW, if that's what you want to be calling it. Some of the biggest events, some of the best wrestling shows of all time was housed there, and they're bringing back, of course, I believe it's a SmackDown branded show. Or maybe it's a Monday Night Raw one, because the Hardys said they'd be on it. And what better way to use a WCW name to bring back the legacy that everything was there. This DVD, honestly, was released years ago. I can't really picture a time period it was, but right there we see none other than Ric Flair delivering the huge chops on Nikita. And then right here we see... Oh, that's the total package. That's Lex Luger and Sting. I almost thought that was Goldberg. But then I caught the sort of total package logo that he came out with later in his career. We're gotta move this. Boom, get that out of the way. Open this up a little bit more. This was one of those 3-disc sets that they came out with back in the day. Lift these up. Of course, you see Piper and Hogan. Who's here? Is that Dean Malenko? It is Dean Malenko and Eddie. Right down there on disc 3. Pop this up. Who's Flair battling there? Flair and the Stinger. Right there on disc 3. 3 discs. STARRCADE was a pay-per-view that ran for a number of years. It's like we're going from... why don't they go in order? That makes no sense. I hate it when they do that. I was trying to picture when these guys got started, but it looks like they're all over the map on matches, and that makes no sense at all, guys. I apologize. We'll get back under control. But whatever we're going to see, STARRCADE starting up with the Crockett's, and then it becoming a Thanksgiving tradition. STARRCADE is born. The dog collar match of Roddy Piper against Greg the Hammer Valentine. A Flair for the gold, with Flair going up against a Flair for the gold, I believe. Was against Harley Race. STARRCADE Success, the I Quit match, the Scaffold match with the good old Road Warriors. Moving out, competition, the beginning of WCW. Ric Flair is STARRCADE, reaching for new concepts. Bischoff revitalizes STARRCADE. Goldberg's impact and the legacy of STARRCADE. This is one of the really popular WCW releases. It seems that every time WWE has released a DVD or Blu-ray of WCW matches, people go bananas for them. So this is one that's probably in your collection. If not, you need to go out and look for it. Tons and tons of great matches on here. Piper and Hogan in the match of the decade, 1996. Iron Man singles match, Sting versus the Great Muta of 89. We see United by Tag Championships of Wyndham and Pillman against Steamboat and Douglas. Then we go to Goldberg versus Kevin Nash. Of course, that's the one that involves Scott Hall and the Taser. The Battle Bowl match of 1991. 2 out of 3 falls for the United States Championship. Dustin Rhodes against Stunning Steve Austin. Then we go to 87, the Road Warriors versus Arn and Tully. Then we go to Rey Mysterio versus Jushin Thunder Liger. The Rock and Roll Express against the Midnight Express in a scaffold match. Ric Flair versus Lex Luger in 1988. Eddie Guerrero versus, I don't know who the heck that is, but that's part of that New Japan versus WCW. Best of 7, that was in 95. Dustin Rhodes and Sting against the Road Warriors. Sting versus Vader. Tag Championship match. We got the Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair in 85. Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. Then we'll go over here with the Iron Man match of the Road Warriors versus Steiners. ladder match. We got 3 count. Jamie Noble, June Dragons, Sting and Flair in the Iron Man of 89. Greg Valentine versus Roddy Piper at 83's Dog Collar match. The Scaffold match of 86. The Road Warriors versus the Midnight Express. Then we see Sting versus Hogan in 97, possibly the biggest WCW match of all time. Steel Cage for the NWA Heavyweight Championship, Ric Flair versus Harley Race. Then we have 85, we have Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. Ric Flair's career on the line in 93 with Flair versus Vader. There we go. The Essential STARRCADE collection that was presented by WWE on DVD. That's the only way to pick this up. Make sure you head on out, check that out. I'll be checking out the